Welcome to Satchats Live, the Bitcoin podcast where we chat about sats. Sats are the smallest part of a Bitcoin, the same way pennies are the smallest part of a dollar. With Satchats, we are building the world's biggest, the world's biggest, none bigger than ours. Horns, yeah, we got horns too. Bitcoin Welcome Center to serve as your gateway to generational wealth, okay? Generational, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, all of them. So if you're brand new to Bitcoin, we want to chat about sats with you right here in the chat, okay? You can also come on our show, satchats.com. Just while you're listening to us right now, pull up satchats.com, click just one button. Click it and figure out when you want to come on the show. We do in person, we do virtual, and we're booked up through like August. So if it's scary, just book yourself because it'll be like weeks from now and you'll have plenty of time to think about it. I'll be your host, Stuart Bitcoin Maxi, who wears prescription sunglasses to protect you and your loved ones from my Bitcoin laser eyes.
All right, and I'm guest number 24, Freddie. Just here co-hosting, trying to do my thing.
Yeah, number 24, Freddie. I'm so pumped to have you in the house, man.
Appreciate you.
Number one, love your episode. So
sure.
If you guys haven't seen Freddie's episode, it's number 24. It's a great one, and it's all about how Freddie went on a crypto journey.
Oh yeah, recovery, man.
Crypto recovery. Yeah, he's
Trader,
in crypto recovery.
I was a altcoin trader, and I had to get in recovery mode, get back on the sats, man, get back on the Bitcoin train. I don't know what I was thinking, man. But I'm back now. I got a clear view now. So
That's right. He shook it off. Right. So what should people do if they're watching this show right now? What do they need to smash, my guy?
Oh, they definitely need to smash that like button and subscribe.
Yep.
Hit that like button. Subscribe right now. And when we hit how many?
100,000.
Okay, 100,000 subscribers. We're giving away 10 million sats.
10 million Satoshis, dude.
Satoshis.
That's 0.1 Bitcoin. That's 10% of a Bitcoin.
Oh, if you get that, man, you set for life. That's
Dude,
the number. 0.1.
Yeah. 0.1.
0.1, you set for life.
So you think with 0.1 Bitcoin, good. I mean, obviously you would need to continue working your job.
Oh yeah.
Continue saving and all that. But if you're sitting on 0.1 Bitcoin, 10 million sats, do you think 10 years from now you're set? 20 years from now you're set? 30 years from now? How long for that to be like truly like?
Dude, from everything I'm looking at, I'm telling you, probably 5 years.
Whoa!
5 years, dude.
5 years? Dude. Number 24 is bullish in the studio here on a Friday morning, man.
Dude, I've seen it from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And it keeps going, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So, and we're also on the road to what? Which number?
What do you mean?
We're on the road to my wife.
Oh yeah.
What number is she?
She will be number 99.
Number 99.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's right, dude. And we're at let's see, we've taped 85 episodes now. Yeah. So that's basically 3x your number, right? I mean, when you came at number 24, now we're up to number 85. Yeah. And you're going to be coming, it's not going to be long before you're back.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
I'll be back soon.
It's crazy.
I think I just got scheduled and everything. So yeah, dude, that was a long time ago. And when you think about it, the price of Bitcoin, how much was it then?
It was between 80 and 100 when we were working with you.
And we're at like what 100.
Yeah, right here, right here.
106.
Yeah, dude. And it popped up to like 112 at one point. It was like, woo! Dude. I mean, honestly, we've just been kind of.
Man, that's why I say 5 years, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be $1 million a coin in 5 years? Do you think it's going to be 500,000 in 5 years? Not to be making price predictions.
Nah, no price predictions.
Nah, just stack the coins.
Honestly, I think it's going to be somewhere around the 800,000 mark.
Yeah.
I think we're going to hit it.
Okay.
I think we're going to hit it.
800K.
800K.
All right, so I got VAW in the chat. He's saying he may have to come to Raleigh for that hunt. Do you want to be number 100? VAW, let me know in the chat if you're trying to be guest number 100. Because my wife's the only person who was assigned a number in advance.
Really?
That's a piece of trivia for you.
Wow.
So we're going to be making baseball jerseys.
Okay.
For all of our guests up to number 99.
So I'm gonna get that number 24.
So you're gonna have like a legit baseball jersey, not like a little junky T-shirt, like a for real MLB satchats right here, and it's gonna say Freddie, and then it's gonna say 24.
Can I get Crypto Mac? I'm just saying, man.
That'll be on the sleeve. Crypto Mac. Yeah.
I like that.
Dial 1-800-RECOVERY. If you're trading crypto, you know what I mean? It'll be one of those disclaimers at the end of the episode where it's like, this episode treated themes of trading crypto.
Trading meme coin.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think your thumbnail was something like seconds and minutes to get out or something like that. Dude, it was like high drama thumbnail mode.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And it's even worse now. So it's don't do it.
Oh
stick
my God.
with the Bitcoin, stick with the sats.
Yeah.
You'll be straight.
Oh my God. All right, so Anna Bevan, take this down for us. VAW says he's ready to be locked in for number 100. So VAW, go to satchats.com, click the button, and get yourself scheduled at the first available moment so that you're in our system. And then just put in the notes that you are VAW, and Anna Bevan, who is number 40, she's our chief of staff. The two of us will work to basically figure out when you should come in. Because you would need to come in after I tape Kristen.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So we would need to line you up. We shoot 2 times a day, 4 days a week, and then we have this live show. Mm-hmm. So we would need to have like my wife at the 10 o'clock slot, and you would need to be like loaded up for the noon. So anyways, hop into the system, make it happen. Let's see who's in the chat this morning. We got Senor Gringo. He made it on time. My guy is consistently supporting us here. Mom and Dad are in here. My mom and dad.
Awesome, Mom and Dad. You wouldn't be here without them.
You know what? Shower thoughts. Without my mom and dad, I wouldn't be here. We've got Bitcoin Bull. I recognize you, my brother. And Candy, I feel like I've been seeing you in the comments section a little bit more often. So I'm glad that you're here as well. I think we've got plenty of people. Oh, okay. It looks like is Lion using my dad's account? My son spent the night over at my dad's house last night, so maybe he's in the chat being an absolute degenerate. He keeps retracting messages, so it has to be Lion, because I know my dad would never even understand how to retract a message after he sent it. So, okay. So, Jeremy, let's move into who wants to be a satillionaire. Now, don't show the question yet. Let me explain how this works. So we've got a new thing for the live show, Freddie. It's called Who Wants to be a Satillionaire. Did you ever used to watch Who Wants to be a Millionaire?
Oh, man.
With Regis. You remember that music?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, it was like, you know?
Yeah,
So we're trying to put together like a Who Wants to be a Satillionaire where we tried last week. Okay, and the question was, we had number 60, Simple Steve here. He was in the co-host slot for us for the live show. Okay. The question was, what is his number? It was like, in which episode of Sat Chats does Simple Steve first appear? Is it episode number 6, episode number 16, episode number 60, or episode number 66? Literally everyone guessed all the answers except for the right one. They were like 6, 16. Nobody got it right. I was like, dude.
Oh, man.
So we have another question lined up this week. Now, whoever answers this correctly the first, and you only get one guess, okay? And no redacting messages, Lion. You got to be rigorously honest here. Whoever guesses it, my idea is that they will go to next week as like, because didn't they have like a sequence where everybody was like in the audience and they like asked a general question, like whoever locked it in first got to come down and like sit in the seat and start going through the questions to try to make $1 million. Remember that? Like,
I don't know if I remember that one.
I feel like the person would the audience would compete and then one would be selected, and now it's like, all right, now you're locked in. And you're answering the questions to go higher and higher and higher, right? So anyways, whoever answers this question correctly first will be, they'll move on to next week. So this week's question is worth 9 Satoshis.
Oh.
Okay? And whoever gets this right is going to go on to the following week where it will be worth 99 Satoshis. And if they can get it right, they'll move on to the next week for 999 Satoshis, all the way up to basically 1 million sats, right? But if at any point if you get locked in and then you get it wrong, you get kicked out, and the next week we open back up with the initial 9 sats question. Do you know what I mean? To see if we can get somebody all the way up to 1 million sats.
I like that.
All right, so everybody in the chat, are you ready for Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire? Let me see it in the chat if you're ready to go. You guys got to be locked in. And Jeremy, I think next week we'll have like a timer too, where there's like, you have like 63 seconds to answer it correctly or something. Because they were going nuts last week, dude. They were like, is it A? Is it B? Is it D? Some dude was like, is it answer E? I'm like, there's not even 5 options. Like, come on. And I was like, am I the only person who knows what this guy's number is? And it turns out I am. All right, let's throw it up there, Jeremy, and see who can get this answer correct. All right, so this week's Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire? How often does a miner add a new block to Bitcoin's blockchain? Is it A, once a minute, B, once every 10 minutes, C, once an hour, or D, once a day? Verbal ass whooping absolutely lit it up correctly. He is first. Sorry, Lion. All right, so VAW. This is in my chat, and first of all, I'm really happy that everybody is getting this right this time. But I'll take a screenshot here so everybody knows that on my side, it looks like verbal ass whooping was the first to get there. So you have won 9 Satoshis.
All right.
It's your job to show up next week for Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. You're going to be, placed in the seat. And I'll have a harder question for you next week. It might be about Bitcoin. It might be trivia about our show. It might be, hey, what animal was on the front of number 24 Freddie's baseball cap when he was the right? You don't know. You don't know. And you'll be in the running for 99 sats to add your 9 sats that you've already won. All right, so that's dope. So let's do this here. So let's pull that off. I actually have an update for you. We'll wait for the update section here. So let's move into our topic for the day. Okay, so I like to give everybody a topic. Do you remember Mike Myers on Saturday Night Live? He would play like a Jewish lady or something like that. And he would routinely get upset where he was about to cry, and so he would like give everybody a topic while he was getting verklempt. Do you remember that?
I think I remember that.
So we're going to give everybody a topic today, and this topic is going to be in honor of number 24 Freddie. Did you go on a crypto journey before finding Bitcoin? Or did you find Bitcoin and crypto and work, kind of dabble with both of them before deciding crypto was a no-go for you and it's Bitcoin only, right? I want to hear if you went on a crypto journey, what it was like for you, which coins were you active with, right? Because we need people to know that Bitcoin is Bitcoin, crypto is kryptonite, right? Mm-hmm. Tell the Satillionaires out there what crypto means to you and what Bitcoin means to you.
So my crypto journey, like I say, started back in 2012. Like I said, I saw it early. I was basically at work, bored out my mind, kept saying this thing about Bitcoin. So that's kind of how I started. Looking at the back end, the mechanics of it, and like, is this like internet money? How does this work? Mm-hmm. So I started with the Bitcoin first. And really didn't buy into it at first. I just kind of like researched it. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I like what's going on with it. And then, of course, I kind of leaned from Bitcoin a little bit and start looking at other coins like ETH, all the other ones, XRP, all that other stuff. Then, that was kind of recently. But then, like I said, then I got into the meme coin space. And, oh, man, that was, like I said, tragic, dude. That was bad. Man, I'm glad like I said, if I would have just took all that money that I had trading in that, I would have been fine. You get some wins and losses, but it's PvP, man.
Dude.
So it's like at the end of the day, you're not going to win. You're not going to get that generational wealth that you're looking for. So Bitcoin's always been top of mind for me, but I'm taking it serious now. So especially since our last episode, like I said, recovering meme coin trader. After that, I was done. So when I came here, I was like, all right, my mind is made up. Did a little bit more research into Bitcoin, just looking at the numbers and everything else. So I do Bitcoin all the way, man. Sats all the way.
Sats, yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, because I don't have $106,833 to purchase a Bitcoin with.
Oh, yeah. Don't. But at the end of the day, what I'm seeing is sats.
Yeah.
Like when it gets to the point where Bitcoin goes up, and those sats, man, they might be able to buy you a burger, anything. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I see where it's now. It's talking about a house.
Yeah.
Because everything's going up, and that's the whole premise of Bitcoin. Most people don't realize that. Like everybody keeps, understanding that they can't buy things anymore. So the whole premise of Bitcoin is, hey, Bitcoin's gonna go up with the prices. So you good to go, man.
Yeah, I think we'll reach a point where $1 equals 1 Satoshi.
Yeah.
Because the value of Bitcoin will go up and up and up as people realize that it is a single form of money that works around the entire world. And it basically unlocks trade between individuals like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about how trade is kind of, yes, I guess the US dollar kind of works. It kind of like powers the global network right now, but that's still cumbersome if you're not an American. We had a guy on the show who his episode went up yesterday. He lives in the Philippines, and he was trying to figure out how to get back into Bitcoin in a way that was sustainable and wouldn't create emotional obsession over checking the price every day. And it was a really great episode. One thing that he said during the show was that he has to go from the Philippine peso to a USDC stable coin and then to Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
He can't go from the peso to Bitcoin, at least with his experience. There might be an exchange in the Philippines that takes pesos direct. I don't know. But it just got me thinking, when you have 220 nation states that are just kind of trying to create their own internal value networks with their own centrally issued token. Number 24, Freddie knows all about some centrally issued tokens. Ooh! Ooh, dude. You're kind of really damming up the river. If you're saying, well, if you're on this side of the river, you're in a different country with a different form of money and the exchange rates are fluctuating and it's not based, my currency is not tied to anything, yours isn't tied to anything, apart from our nation's productivity or whatever. If you could just undam that and just have everybody able to trade with everyone else whenever they want, regardless of whether it's during bank hours or trading hours. What do you think that's going to do for the world?
Dude, that's going to open up so much. Like I say, people have family members in different countries. Like I said, you'll be able to send money hey, just a click of a button. It doesn't take much. You'll be able to make purchases and a lot more things just, worldwide. I just feel like it'll open up everything. It's going to open up a lot, people to trade and do different things, So I think it's a good thing, honestly, at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think when people realize, wow, this is truly valuable worldwide, and they just keep printing paper money, you're going to get to a point where Bitcoin's value has been, I feel like Bitcoin has already expressed its value. It's just a matter of whether we know it or not. But as people discover that more and more, this will go up, this will go down, and eventually 1 Satoshi will be $1, man. I'm telling you. You'll be able to buy a home right here in Raleigh for 250,000 Satoshis or 400,000 Satoshis, 500,000 Satoshis, which, by the way, if you could buy a house here in Raleigh for 500,000 Satoshis and you happened to be a subscriber to our show, and you won the 10 million sats,
you already set for life.
You could buy 20 homes here in Raleigh.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, you'll be like, you'll be in your 50s or your 60s a couple decades from now, and you'll be like, yeah. I have all these. I'm like a real estate magnate in Raleigh because I can buy 20 homes with the Satoshis that Stuart, number 0 Stuart, because I got my own number, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. And number 24 Fred just gave them away.
Yeah, man, dude, subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get the 10 million sats. And then you can buy 20 homes in Raleigh.
Exactly. But you know what? If you keep watching this show and you get the 10 million sats, you realize you don't want 20 homes in Raleigh. You want the 10 million sats. You might want to buy one home to live inside.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like, who wants to build a real estate empire and do loans and do landlording and do repairs, broken fridges, busted pipes, trees landing on the roof, fires, floods, when you can just have pure monetary energy stored neatly on the blockchain for you to, do whatever you want with whenever you want it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Would you sell your 10 million sats for 20 homes?
Man, no way. I'm keeping it, dude. Man, I'm going to use it, as I go along. But nah, I wouldn't just outright just put it out there like that. Because I already know at the end of the day, that value is going to keep going for those sats, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
So let's imagine you have enough sats to live the life you want to live without necessarily having to do any more work to earn more Bitcoin, right? Like, you've reached that inflection point where you can sell off Satoshis to, pay your credit card monthly, and the value of Bitcoin is going to go up and up and up. And basically, as you sell some of your Satoshis to pay for this month's expenses, the exchange rate goes up and kind of refills your purchasing power, right? They have calculators that try to approximate this phenomenon, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's imagine you reach that inflection point. Number 24, Freddie, he's got all the Bitcoin he needs. Because, by the way, number 6, Michael, won the million sats.
Oh, wow.
A guest on this show who was subscribed to the channel was the one that won the million sats. So you could win 10 million.
Oh, dude, I'm subscribed. So
all right.
You're going to pull 24, right?
Dude, all you have to do is find me 98,600 more subscribers, and we can crack that giveaway nice and easy.
Appreciate it.
So, what would you do if you had everything you needed? Like, how would you pass your time? You know what I mean? Would you continue to work? Would you build a real estate empire? Would you kick back and play video games? Would you travel the world? Like, what would your life look like if you were fully good to go?
Dude, I'm traveling the world. And, of course, letting everybody know they still got to stack sats. All day long. Dude, travel. I can use my sats anywhere. Don't need to go to anywhere to exchange my money or anything. I can use it and pay for everything as I go along.
Yeah. I feel like most people's answer would be to travel the world.
Dude, and you got your wealth and your money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I would buy homes across the world either. I think I would have a home where I live, and then I would just travel the world and stay in nice places. You know what I mean?
That's what you want to do, yeah.
I feel like I could I love Marie Kondo, the Japanese tidying expert. You familiar with her? Oh, dude, her book's amazing.
Okay.
But basically, I love the idea of just only having what I need and not having a bunch of junk everywhere.
That minimalist lifestyle, dude.
So I don't know if I'm a minimalist because I've seen some documentaries on minimalists and they don't have anything at all.
Zero.
Nothing, dude.
What's in their little suitcase, right?
Yeah. But Marie Kondo is more about hey, go through every single one of the things that you own and you hold it in your hand and you're like, does this spark joy for me? No, it doesn't. And you get rid of it. So you could potentially go through all your things and all of it sparks joy and you keep all of it and then you just kind of organize it better and you're good. But a lot of times you find you're why do I have this book on my bookshelf? Why do I have this t-shirt? I don't ever wear, And the idea is that everything in your world will spark joy for you. So some people might get rid of 25% of their things, 50, 75, or none, right? But I like the idea of everything in my life sparking joy for me. I love that piece of art. I love my car. I love that book. I love this outfit. and then everything else is sold, and I buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that you would waste money on or build up junk in your life, just like
buy sats.
Trash compactor it up and like just get Bitcoin with it.
Buy sats, man. And then you set for life. That money's gonna keep building up. That value.
Yeah.
That value will keep building.
So let me know what it's been like for you since your episode with us. What have you been doing? You know, what does it look like for you after coming on the show?
Dude, so coming on the show, just been stacking sats, man. Honestly. And I actually found I had a ledger that I thought I lost.
Whoa.
Dude, found my seed phrase and everything. And guess what I had on there, man? I was thinking great back in the day. Had me some Bitcoin up there, dude.
For real?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you found that you had some Bitcoin laying around.
Just laying around.
Oh.
I was thinking smart back then.
Yeah. So you were taking it into self-custody. Mm-hmm. You had a cold wallet, Trezor.
Yep.
And you found your seed phrase. So you loaded, because you kind of have to like connect that into that little Trezor, you kind of have to like download the Trezor wallet or interface for your computer
it's like
or phone, right?
Application.
Okay.
So once you download that, I mean, really the Trezor is basically like your key.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Your Bitcoin is still safe. Is out there on the Bitcoin network. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
So that Trezor is the key for you to get access to your Bitcoin.
Right.
So once you download the app, you got the Trezor, you got your 24 seed phrase, and as long as you know that 24 seed that phrase,
mm-hmm.
dude, you're good to go. You'll never lose it.
So how did you feel when you found that Trezor laying around in your house, dude? Was that like Christmas morning for you?
Dude, I was just like, I hope something's on it. Dude, I was excited, man. I was excited, but then I had to make sure I had the seed phrase.
Yeah.
And luckily I had it.
Wow.
I had it stored somewhere, so it was cool, man.
Man, you're so lucky that you were able to find it and find your seed phrase.
Yeah.
And were you like, man, I hope there's like 500 Bitcoin on this thing. You're like, please let there be please let there be enough Bitcoin on here to like change my life. Was that, dude, or did you know it wasn't going to be that high?
I knew it wasn't going to be that high. But look, hey, I can dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, man, once I found that, I was like, dude, I'm set. So, and then I took my other little Bitcoin my sats that I've been stacking along the way.
Okay.
Put it all up there, man. So
okay.
I'm good. I'm ready.
So you've Marie Kondoed your stack of sats, right?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of dusted off the old wallet.
Dusted off, organized it.
You took the new sats. You're like, these sats still spark joy for me. Those sats spark joy for me. I'm gonna get them all tidied up, locked down on the Trezor, secure, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So where were you stacking? Where do you stack your sats? Which exchange do you use? For everybody out there in the chat who might want to know, like, what a good exchange is, which one are you using?
Dude, I've used multiple, man. I've used Coinbase. I've used Cash App. I mean, you can buy Bitcoin on there, but I normally don't let it sit there too long. But Coinbase, you can actually buy on Trezor on the app.
Oh, really?
Or Ledger. I think Ledger you can buy on the app as well. So yeah, you can pretty much purchase it. And I think Kraken and a few other ones. It's some of them that you can't buy any on because we're U.S. based.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think I would just go with. I mean, dude, honestly, go with Coinbase, but I wouldn't let it sit there for long.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I would move it.
Yeah. Some people. Have like a strategy where they kind of do you do like they basically let it get to like 1 million sats and then pull it off, or when you reach a certain amount of sats where you no longer feel comfortable leaving it with an exchange, that's when they kind of pull it off, or maybe they just pull it off once a month. Like,
yeah, I would probably do a once a month thing.
Once a month,
just like some cleanup, man. Just go ahead and just move it off.
Yeah. So did you set up like a dollar cost average kind of
DCAM.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Coinbase. So you DCA on Coinbase?
Sometimes I'll do Coinbase, but I have to look at the fees, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes them fees are, they ugly,
dude,
man.
My first purchases were on Coinbase.
Yeah.
And when I realized that I want to control my Bitcoin, I pulled it off Coinbase into a wallet. And the fees to get off Coinbase, dude.
Dude, they hit you buying and taking. Yeah.
Brother, there you go, Lion. What's this? Brother, what is this? Dude, me and my son love that meme. So I didn't know enough about Bitcoin at the time to understand whether Coinbase was simply charging a hefty fee to exit their system, or whether the network fees at the time were simply high and they were passing along that cost to me because there were a lot of transactions, or if it were both. But it left a nasty taste in my mouth to basically lose a decent chunk of the sats I was pulling off of Coinbase. And now my weekly recurring buy is on Bitcoin Well. And each Monday they buy $54 worth of Bitcoin for me, and they send it directly to my wallet. That exchange does not custody Bitcoin, period, because they know that's not the right way to go if you want to be the most secure at all times. Because the Filipino guy whose episode aired yesterday, after he first found Bitcoin and quickly sold it to support his family, he had one Bitcoin at $800 for 3 months and then sold it to make ends meet. And then years later, he found Bitcoin again, and he built up like $2,000 worth of Bitcoin on a platform called Cryptopia. Mm-hmm. Cryptopia got hacked, Bitcoin gone.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
right.
No.
So, it's likely okay to leave your Bitcoin on an exchange like Coinbase or River or Kraken or Cash App for a little while, maybe 1 month at a time. But don't do it dude.
Dude, you gotta self custody it, man. You gotta get it on your cold wallet.
Yeah.
That way, no one can touch it except you.
Yes.
So
yeah. So you've been stacking sats since the show.
Yeah, been stacking, man.
Yeah,
been stacking here and there. So trying to get my value up, man. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
so we'll see how it goes.
Same here, man. We're stacking, dude. All right, so we got Simon in the chat. He says, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Let's go. VAW has, in fact, signed himself up here for September 3rd at 12. We'll definitely scoot you forward, my brother, because my wife's episode is going to be mid-July. I think we're going to be taping mid-July at this rate. So we'll just be in touch with you, my guy, because I want to help you plan for a trip up to Raleigh, and then we'll shoot you. We'll get some lunch together. It'll be good. My son's in the chat talking about how much money he's made on Bitcoin, because he's my dad is now like, my dad always loves to incentivize people with money. Like when I was growing up, he's like, hey, if you pick up all these gumballs, I'm talking about, like gumballs from the trees that would fall?
Yeah.
Like the little spiked kind of balls. Dude, me and my brother, if we filled up one of his like window washing buckets with these gumballs, he would pay us 1 penny per gumball.
Man, he was getting some good work out of you.
1 penny, dude. And we were like, 1 penny? Let's go.
Let's go.
Pick up 100 gumballs that had dropped off of the gumball tree to get $1.
$1.
Oh, my God. Yo, Dad, you ripped me off, man. I guess it was the 1990s, though. And but like $20 really felt like a lot back then.
See, that dollar went further back then, right? So everybody should just look at it just like that. Look, that dollar went further back then. Yeah. That dollar ain't going nowhere now.
Dude, it ain't going. And I've seen a meme.
That's why you need the sats.
I've seen a meme too where it's like the United States has minted a new $1 bill and it's a picture of a $20 bill. Because, your money doesn't go very far. And you were talking about, hey, maybe you'll be able to buy a hamburger with your sats.
Yeah.
Dude,
in the near future.
I had my uncle on the show, and we talked about how much a hamburger, a French fry, and a soda cost him as a 10-year-old in Texas. So early 1960s, okay? A hamburger, a French fry, and a soda. How much do you think those three things cost him in the early 1960s as a 10-year-old kid?
Dude, probably cost him maybe $1.50, man.
$1.50, 60 cents. 60 cents.
Wow.
60 cents. I went to Five Guys a couple of weeks ago. I got a cheeseburger and a small fry, no drink. How much do you think it cost me?
Oh, that's gonna cost you about $10.
Dude, it was $17.
No way.
$17 for a cheeseburger and a little fry, not a regular fry, and no soda.
Dude, you see how far back? That's what I'm saying, man. I'm in the frame of mind of sats because I already see where it's going, and that's what really clicked for me.
Yeah.
When you talk about stuff like that, when people talk, yeah, I remember when a Coca-Cola was 25 cents. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, okay, 25 cents. That's really low. But now I'm like, look at it now. Like that, the cost of everything is up so high. I mean, like you say, a burger and a fry, $17.
What in the world, dude?
Dude, that's $20.
It is. It's the new $1 bill.
$20, man. If they can't get you for $20, yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Crazy. And not even a drink, man. Dang.
Not even a drink, dude. Just straight skimping over here, man. Skimping, dude. I'm just a shoestring Five Guys visit,
dude. They took $17. You ate the burger and fry, and you thirsty.
Yeah, dude. And I just had to go get a little dumb small water cup so that they know that you can't. They give you the small water cup so that you can't like steal soda. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because if they see soda in the small water cup, they're like, "Excuse me, sir." You know what I mean? You need to pay for that, right? My dad, dude, he skips the fries and just gets the dang peanuts, and he's like, they're crunchy and salty too.
And they free.
And they're free. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is not okay. If my old man wants to eat some damn fries, he should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Technically, I think he's trying to be more healthy, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
So, and by the way, my uncle talked about how a Coke, they would get Mexican Cokes, right? And back in the day, he just said they were just called Cokes. Because the American Coke has gotten so crappy with the corn syrup in it, that if you want Coca-Cola with real cane sugar in it, you got to go all the way to Mexico apparently, or you got to bring it in. You know, they're Mexican Cokes now. Mm-hmm. So they would have Mexican Cokes 10 cents for that bottle. And he goes like this. He's like, and by the way, when you were done, you would give the glass bottle back, and they would pay you 5 cents.
Dude, I remember that.
So the Coke was 5 cents.
Yeah,
dude. Insane. So anyways, if you think about Bitcoin, if you and I stack sats, and if all the satillionaires out there, you stack sats, everything in Bitcoin gets dramatically cheaper over time. And there's a website that you all should go to. I think it's called pricedinbitcoin21.com. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't. I'm going to check that out, though.
So Jeremy's working on getting us better live streaming software that will allow us to like pull up websites and scroll around them and all that stuff. Remind me, Jeremy, and we'll go to pricedinBTC21 or pricedinbitcoin21.com. It has like a list of every major stock, homes, gold, silver, oil, different commodities like wheat and coffee. It has them all listed out, and it shows you how much cheaper they are in Bitcoin compared to 1 year ago, 3 years ago, and 5 years ago, something like that. Dude, you look at that screen. Y'all should go to this. Literally everything is down 99%. Literally all of it is down 99%. So here we are, and we're using a government token to pay for the same hamburger and French fry and no drink.
No drink.
And it is, let's see here, 60 cents, 17 means it's roughly 30 to 34 times more expensive, which means in fiat term it's gone up 3,400%, correct? Something like that?
Yeah.
That jonks is down 99% in Bitcoin. 99% in Bitcoin, man.
I gotta check that out, man.
Your $17 French fry, and you won't even care because to you it'll be like paying 60 cents again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Incredible. All right, so Bloopy, I'm glad you're here, Bloopy. We actually have, I think, an update for you here, so stay tuned for that. Simon says he's going in $500 each month. So Simon, tell us whether you're buying it one time, like one monthly purchase of $500, or are you doing like $125 a week, right? Like, are you breaking it up into a weekly, or do you dollar cost average each month? Okay, that's what we want to hear from you, Simon. All right, so we do have a quick update before we do Bloopy's update. Bitcoin Well is where I get my Bitcoin, and of course we would love for them to sponsor us, but we're not there yet. Right now we just have Ithaca Hummus, which is a great sponsor, but we do have an affiliate program with them. And if you want Bitcoin to go straight to your wallet with no funny business, no Mt. Gox, no FTX, no Cryptopia, and no sitting on some of these more reputable exchanges, and just, if you don't want to be exposed whatsoever, you go to Bitcoin Well, you buy real Bitcoin, it goes to you and you control it, right? If you go to bitcoinwell.com/satchats, you get a video that appears nowhere else on the internet where we say hello to you and we tell you why it's important to do self-custody and why Bitcoin Well is the best place to do it. And then if you sign up with our little referral code there, which I believe is satchats, then that boosts our affiliate program, and eventually Bitcoin Well will say, hey, you're bringing us a lot of business there, young man. I guess we'll sponsor you. Reason why I say this is because they have a wishing well where when you're buying Bitcoin, they give you points. You yeet these points into a wishing well, and then it's like you have a chance to win up to like 1 million sats or something like that.
Dude,
so you
gotta do it.
So it's like you throw it in, you might get 210 sats, you might get 2,100 sats, you might get 21,000 sats, but what they did is they loaded up Satchats' account with a bunch of wishing well points, so that on our live show, we can pull up the browser, we can throw in a coin, and then it shows you how many sats that we've won, but there's a QR code. And if you scan it with a Lightning wallet, then if you're the first person, you're watching the live show, if you scan it with a Lightning wallet, those sats come to you. So it's a fun, because we're the Bitcoin podcast that gives away sats, right? Dude. So what I want to do is, we're trying to develop segments to the show. Like, we open the show, who wants to be a satillionaire, some updates. In between each segment, I just want to yeet a coin in. And like 4 or 5 times a show on the live show, just everybody gets their phone ready and tries to zap it first, dude. What do you think about that?
Man, I think that's cool, man. I mean, actually, I'm glad I'm subscribed to you, my brother. Because at the end of the day, you giving away some funds. You giving away a lot of value. People don't understand that. They used to give away Bitcoin, back in 2010, just for people to do surveys.
Yeah.
Dude, go back and look at the history of Bitcoin and look how people were just giving away Bitcoin like it's nothing. And then my man, he's giving away sats like it's nothing. And trust me, 10 years from now, you're going to be like, I wish I would have hit the QR code. I wish I would have subscribed.
Dude,
do it now.
Every sat counts. Yeah, and I do need to go online and pull some of those memes, because there was a website years ago. If you just filled out a form to demonstrate that you're interested in Bitcoin and want to learn more, they would send you 5 Bitcoin. 5 Bitcoin.
Dude, it was...
For a form, which you could fill out more than once.
Yeah. And
there's also a meme I need to find where it was like a video game contest years ago, and first place was like $1,000, second place was like $500, third place was like $250, and if you placed between 4 and 8, the prize was 25 to 50 Bitcoin. 25 to 50 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And the meme shows like all these dudes lined up to like race around a track, and one dude is just backwards because he's gonna run the other way because he wants to place, between 4 and 8 to get 25 to 50 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that'll be fun to give away Bitcoin, because we do believe very strongly on this show, Freddie, that if we give away Bitcoin, it will come back to us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We absolutely believe that 100%. And we're about half a year into this thing, and we've given away over 4 million Satoshis.
Oh, man. I'm ready for the 10 million Satoshis.
Yeah,
Number 24, everybody.
Let him know.
I need to get that 10 million Satoshis. So everybody subscribe. We need We need those subscribers. Let's go.
So, all right. So, Jeremy, let's pull up. So let's move over to our updates here. That was the update on Bitcoin Well, because I think next week we're going to try to have that wishing well lined up. Let's show Bloopy the Raccoon's update for all of our Satillionaires. Okay, I see him on the screen right now. All right. So Bloopy has been trying to orange pill his family. And we have been supporting him in the comment section. I like to think that the YouTube comment section for satchats, which I personally manage, is a very healthy, welcoming, open space. Okay? I'm just going to say, all right? If you could reach this shoulder and pat me on the back, that'd be great. Appreciate that. All right, so Bloopy says, reporting for duty, here's my update. My dad has finally started stacking Bitcoin, even though he started small. So kudos to your dad, Bloopy, all right? I helped my dad start stacking sats. It feels great. And my brother is still not believing in Bitcoin. Dude, Jeremy, we need like a bruh, you know, when something like that. We need more sound effects, dude. We need to turn this into a degenerate radio station show. And my brother is still not believing in Bitcoin, so I just drowned his chat with Michael Saylor videos.
The great Michael Saylor.
The Chad Michael Saylor.
Yeah, and they don't remember back in the day, Michael Saylor was against Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Early on. He had no idea. Like, he was just like, yeah, nah, that's not it. Then with 2020, yeah, he went straight Chad all in, man. And ain't turned back since.
People, that's a good to point out, man. People don't remember that Michael Saylor was just like my sister, who came on the show and told me that she had learned Bitcoin was, quote, fake money coins. And she opened our show. It aired this week. It's number 80. Lydia, she opened the show by declaring to the camera, to her camera right here, I will be taking the $50 and I will be spending it on tacos tonight. Oh, wow. Not only taking the money, but getting rid of it immediately, dude.
Dude, look, what did I just say? So I got the $50 worth of sats.
Yeah.
And how much was it then when you got it?
Oh man. Like what was the exchange rate of Bitcoin when we gave you the Satoshis?
I think it was like 86,000.
It had to be somewhere. It was somewhere between 80 and 100. I guarantee. Was that 50,000 even?
Yeah.
Wild, dude.
Dude.
So you got 50,000 sats. Look, let's do this right now. Let's do this right now for the chat. All right, we're gonna figure out what those Satoshis are worth right now. So if I pull up a calculator, we gave you 50,000 sats. Okay. So 50,000 sats. Let's see what percentage of 100 million that is, right? Okay, so I got 50,000 divided by 100 million means that we gave you 0.0005 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to X that by the confirmed on-chain price, thanks to UTX Oracle, which number 60 Simple Steve built himself, dude. This is the biggest breakthrough in Bitcoin in recent memory, because this price down here, which you see on the block clock, is coming to us through APIs from Bitcoin exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken, etc. But it's coming from behind a curtain like Wizard of Oz style. The UTX Oracle looks at on-chain Bitcoin transactions and uses a clever trick to reverse engineer the on-chain exchange rate for Bitcoin. And all those orange dots, those are transactions that are happening right now.
So that's real time.
This is real time, dude. Oh, yeah. So we're going to take 0.0005 and we're going to X that by 106,866. And that's going to tell us how many fiat cuck bucks your stuff is worth. So your $50 worth of Bitcoin is now worth $53.43. Bro, you're up.
Look, that would have bought you a drink right there. That $3.54. 53 cents would have bought that drink.
Yeah.
Right there. Look, that right there goes to show. Look, the value goes up.
The
All
value
you do
goes
is just
up,
hold
dude.
on to it.
It does. It does. And I'm so excited for you to come back on the show because I know you're going to get the Bitcoin again. And then we're going to say, hey, now you've got this many sats from us. And it's already worth more because the $50 we give you at this price will be combined with the 50 that has gone up, and your new average will still be below where it is here. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like we're helping people dollar cost average in real time. Like, it's set up beautifully. All right, so Bloopy, good job. I also told Bloopy that he needs to flood his brother's thread with our videos as well. You know what I mean? Okay, because we're Chads as well, I like to think, right?
For the most part.
People just don't know it yet. You know what I mean? We're Chads. Number 24 and I are Chads, okay? Y'all just don't know it.
Well, look, everybody doesn't know about Bitcoin, so at the end of the day, we Chads, dude.
We Chads. So, Bloopy, here's a message directly to your brother. Listen, your brother is stacking sats. Your dad is stacking sats. You're getting Michael Saylor videos. There's a random white dude in America who's talking to you directly right now. What are you doing, man? Slow down. Look at Bitcoin, okay? I guarantee if you just let Bloopy talk to you and have a chat about sats, you'll see, okay? And then you'll realize that Bitcoin is the absolute goated money of the future.
Yeah, just tell him, look at the numbers, man.
All right.
Bloop gave us an update, Stuart.
Okay, so Bloopy is saying, so he might start buying sats soon. Okay. All right. And Bloopy, where are you in like Southeast Asia, man? Are you like rocking Vietnam, or where are you based out of, my guy? Cuz I'm trying to figure out where everybody's from here. And while we see where Bloopy's at, I think we want to jump into the Friday meme review because we're getting close to the top of the hour, okay? So, okay, so he's from Indonesia. All right, so Bloopy, I have no idea what exchanges you can use. Probably Coinbase. I think Bitcoin Well only services Canada and the United States, you know, because of all the regulation and stuff. But I really need to figure out what the Southeast Asia game looks like because we have a lot of satillionaires who are in the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. Like, we need to figure out what that region of the world looks like. So, Indonesian brother of Bloopy, come on, dude. Y'all know y'all's money is jacked up, okay? If America is quote unquote the world's greatest superpower and our money sucks, what do you think? Do you think your money's any good? There's no way. There's no way.
My $50 made $3.43, and I ain't had to do anything.
That's right. That's right.
Well, my 50,000 sats.
Right. So lunch is gonna be on Freddie today, y'all. Yeah.
You're getting a drink from my man over here, Stuart. He's gonna make sure you get a drink with his burger and fries.
Yeah. I just want a soda, man. All right, so let's do the Friday meme review. We're gonna dedicate this to the Lord Opti. Of Simply Bitcoin, right? Because that's where I started seeing it first, was on Simply Bitcoin. We should, so here we go. All right. This one right here. Hi, I'd like a wake-up call. And then the lady at the desk says, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Oh, my God. I guess he's calling down to the hotel's front desk to ask for a wake-up call. And the lady hits him, dude. 21 million Bitcoin. We love that one. And I think she's got Bitcoin in her eyeballs. Amazing, dude.
Oh, that is awesome.
I love that. All right, what do we got next there, Jer? And we gotta remember to let people know that you're gonna be in the documentary too, so don't let me forget that. All right, so we did have some we had some war recently, is what I understand. Mm-hmm. I mostly just try to keep up with the insane content production pace that I have set for myself on this show. And so I pretty much just wake up and talk about Bitcoin and go back to bed. But I do understand that there was some war recently. Maybe it's all wrapped up. I don't know. But this meme was coming out during that, I think, last weekend, right? And you got some missiles in the air, and you got some spray happening on the right side, and it says, not funded by my Bitcoin, also not funded by my Bitcoin, right? So this is that classic idea that if we control our own wealth, then the government must tax us in order to get money to operate. If it taxes us too high, then we'll be like, what are you doing? What are you spending this money on? And we can help to keep our government on a budget and kind of manage its spending and be like, we like this, we don't like this. But if your government can just issue its own token for you to use, and then it can issue that token for itself to use, then it can just buy endless things or conduct endless wars or basically, spew out inefficiency and waste everywhere. And it never sees the repercussions of that, but we do.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The government printing its own token to fund war is what takes a hamburger and a fry and a drink from 60 cents to $17. Bruh.
Without the drink.
Without the drink. I just got the water, man. I feel like an absolute loser, dude. I got the small cup. They don't even give you a lid. They're like, you don't need a lid, you cheapskate. What do we got next there, JRB? And Simon says in Norway they want 22%. All right, so there is no holiday for Bitcoin. I like this. Gold and silver and stocks and dollars are all holding each other's hands, and they're like walking out of the office because it's the weekend or, July 4th is coming up. And Bitcoin is just sitting down at its computer banging out work on a laptop, dude.
24/7, man. 24/7.
What do you think about that meme right there, man?
Yeah, I like that. It's a great representation of Bitcoin. It's going 24/7. It don't have no turn off mode.
It doesn't.
It's on.
It's on. Like, I remember watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's my Star Trek, dude. Captain Jean-Luc Picard, that's my captain. Okay? What do you think about me right now? Are you like, dude, why is this guy such a huge nerd?
Dude, Captain Kirk, man.
You like Captain Kirk?
Dude, he was...
Captain Kirk is your captain? Just because he's the original or what?
Dude, because he was just smooth with it, man. He was that guy. He was that guy, man.
Yeah. He was very charismatic, and Spock was more like dry and logical, right?
Yeah.
But with the Next Generation, it was Riker who had the Riz. He was the Rizful guy, right? The second in command was the Rizful guy. And Jean-Luc Picard, he was like a philosopher. He was a thinker. He was trapped up in the ethics of whether certain questions about other cultures, what was the right. Dude, he was the man. Captain Jean-Luc Picard is the man. Anyways, Data was part of that show, right? And he was like an android who was on a quest to become more human. He was like a Pinocchio figure. And there was several seasons in, there was an episode where you finally see what Data does when he's off the clock and it's time to go to bed. He goes into his quarters, and inside his quarters, there's no bed. There's actually just a smaller version of the bridge. And he sits down and just keeps working, dude, because he doesn't need sleep.
Yeah.
He keeps tipping away. He's running diagnostics. How do I make the shit more efficient? He never stops working, dude. Data. And I saw that. I was like, dude, that is elite. Bitcoin is like Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. It just keeps working.
It's elite, man.
Right? All of these other forms of currency or investments, they quit. They go away. They come back later. Yeah. And so they have time to breathe or to make adjustments or to do early hours trading or after, like all this stuff that we don't have access to. Bitcoin is available 24/7, 365. It never turns off.
And it's available to everyone.
For everyone.
Everyone.
And if something's wrong with Bitcoin, then we're going to find out because it's making itself available around the clock to everyone. Like and this little light has gone off a number of times. This green light flashes. And I think you'll see all these orange dots are about to, look, see how it stopped and it moved? A brand new block, right? That was the Satillionaire question that VAW got right. Every 10 minutes, there's a brand new block. Every 10 minutes, Bitcoin is audited in its freaking entirety. And it's available for everyone to review. So we can count on Bitcoin, man. We can trust Bitcoin. All right, here's a meme. And Lion, you're going to like this. This is a Simpsons meme. This comes from Simply Bitcoin. I'm guessing that was on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account, dude. I try to stay off of the internet. And it says, back in my day, you could just buy Bitcoin. I love that, dude. We had a guy, number 14, Robert. His episode aired recently as well. And he talked about how Bitcoin's going to go to $100 million. He's a 72-year-old man. He sold 6 homes, smashed it into Bitcoin on the way down to 20,000, and then 5x'd up to 100K.
Wow. The
dude is the absolute man. And he's like, guys, Bitcoin's going to 100 million, which means at $100,000 of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is basically free. He looks at that price and says Bitcoin is basically free. Can you believe that?
Dude, hey, I don't, yeah. Hey, I mean, let's say he 5 times. He good.
He's good,
He's
dude.
good. So you got to take it from him, man. He knows what he's talking about.
And I asked him, you guys go watch number 14, Robert. You'll have to scroll down. Even though it came out recently, if you go to the playlist, you have to go way down because we had to put it where it belonged. Mm-hmm. We tried to tape him once and the audio didn't work, so we had to retape him recently and kind of slot him back in where he goes. I said, hey, man, do you have enough money to take care of you and your wife all the way from now until you're 100 years old? He said, we could live to be 100,000 years old.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine feeling confident that you could live to be 100,000 years old and with the Bitcoin you have, you're good?
Dude, he's good.
Dude, he is absolutely set. Robert's episode is linked in the chat. Let's absolutely go. You guys click on that, but then come back and watch that after this show is over while you're waiting for Simply Bitcoin to go live. But come back over here. Do we have any more oh no, dude. No. This one's borderline not appropriate for a family-friendly Bitcoin podcast, but oh no, dude. But it illustrates it so well, dude. If you only remember one tweet of mine this entire week, make it this one. Here goes Shaq with available capital. Is that the gymnast chick? Yeah. I don't know. What's her name? Dominique or? No. Simone Biles, dude. Okay, yeah. Available capital is Shaquille O'Neal. Available Bitcoin is Simone. Dude. Oh. Yeah, cool. Dude. So think about all the money that everyone is driving into Bitcoin. Not only is Bitcoin going to increase in value just because it's valuable, but because the more money people pile into it, the more that network is like worth. You know what I mean?
And not only that, everybody got to look. You got institutions buying into Bitcoin now.
And I think Texas just set aside money to buy Bitcoin. Yeah. I can't remember if it was 10 million or 10 billion, but
it was 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine a state starting to stack Bitcoin before the United States? Like, let's say Texas starts racing and gets out ahead of America. And then America is like, hey, Texas, we need you to do and they're like, we don't care about you. What if Texas could become richer than the United States?
If I think about it, I think they at one point in time, they actually could be their own country.
I think somewhere in their
because
laws.
Because of the oil and everything else that they own.
I think their GDP is greater than that of Canada. I saw that online. Texas has a gross domestic product bigger than Canada. And like somewhere buried in their laws is like the option to leave the United States or something.
So, dude, if they do the 10 million Bitcoin, it's over, man.
Yeah,
they're on their own.
Could you imagine Texas getting rich enough to be like, yeah, we're good. Never mind. We actually don't really, the vibes here, you know what I mean? We're not into it. So, okay, was that all of our memes? So, before we wrap up, I do want to, so by the way, everybody send us your memes to show@satchats.com. And if we think they're funny, we'll put them up here, okay? Or if we think that they're illustrative, you know what I mean? We want to have some funny memes, but also like, you guys are going to remember Shaq and Simone Biles. Like, come on, dude. That is a stark visual of what's going on here.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
So before we wrap up, I do want to let everybody know that number 24, Freddie, yeah, there goes the, Jeremy's putting it back up there. Number 24, Freddie, is going to be part of the documentary that we are shooting, right? And our documentary, I still don't think we're allowed to share the title yet for whatever reason, but the documentary is going to be focusing on a few things. Number one, we want a beginner to be able to go from knowing nothing about Bitcoin to knowing enough about Bitcoin by the time the documentary is over to be interested in learning more about Bitcoin. We also want people to go from not knowing what satchats is to knowing what satchats is and wanting to listen, wanting to subscribe, wanting to hit us up on. We also want people to like feel an irresistible urge to sign up to come on the show, since everyone can come on the show.
Yeah, I was one of those people, and I came on the show, man. You changed my life.
Whoa. We changed number 24, Freddie's life. And that's actually another element that we want to incorporate into the documentary, which is since we're bringing people on the show and we are either reinvigorating their love for Bitcoin or helping them stack their very first sats, we ask them to come back every 9 months, just like Bitcoin's 10-minute block, thing that it's got going on, because we want to see, hey, is your life better or worse 9 months after talking to us? Did you stack sats? Did you not stack any sats? And then later on, what about after 18 months? What about after 24 months? Like, what if the 5th time number 24 Freddie comes on this show, which would be over 3 years from now? He's like, guys, I got enough to live to be 100,000.
I'm straight, man.
Dude, what? I mean, what is that going to do for someone who's still on the fence? And they've seen Freddie appear 5 times on the show, and like every single time he's like turning into more and more of a Giga Chad. And like the 5th time he just comes in, he's like this. He's like, yeah, I'm freaking good, dude. I gained 30 pounds. It's all muscle. All right. And like it looks like he's getting younger for some reason, because like now he's got like a private chef. Dude, his like wife is loving on him. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what's that going to do for people? So we wanted to select a handful of our guests to be part of the documentary so that we could track them over the course of their lives. Number 1, Jesse, the very first guest on this show, is one of the ones we selected. Number 12, Jack, who's like a good, hardworking, blue-collar, pressure-washing guy, is going to be part of the show. Number 56, Marissa, who is a mom who doesn't care anything about money at all. She hates math and finances.
Oh, wow.
And Bitcoin is math-powered finances, so whoa.
Nah.
And we also have number 24, Freddie, who the reason why I wanted Freddie is, number 1, look at this guy. We love this guy. Okay, he's going to become a favorite among the Hollywood elite after this documentary, guaranteed. But also, Freddie has been in the IT and more recently the cybersecurity world for a long time.
Yeah.
So you bring some of that technical legitimacy to the documentary. Tell everybody about your experience so far with making that film.
I mean, so far they've been reaching out. They're getting everything set up. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get started with the documentary.
So we haven't taped anything with you yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
I'm on the books, ready to go.
You're on the books. All right, cool. All right, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have you on the documentary.
Yeah.
And when you come back on for your 9-month update, we'll have to talk about what that's been like for you.
Yeah. Like I said, I've just been at the end of the stacking sats, man. It ain't nothing else to do, man.
It's that simple, man.
It's that simple.
People try to make it more complex than it needs to be.
Dude, it's not.
Just take whatever fiat you have and drive it into Bitcoin, right?
Just try it once. Go through the process. Set up an account with an exchange, anything. Just give it a try, and you'll see it's easy, man.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all.
It's not hard. And if you're feeling like really motivated for self-custody, download something like Blue Wallet to your smartphone. Then go to bitcoinwell.com/satchats. Sign up at that exchange using our, affiliate code, and you can rest easy knowing that Bitcoin is coming straight to you. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, hit Cash App, hit Coinbase, maybe try Kraken or River, and just figure out a way to stack sats. Maybe you drive your spare change into it when you got an extra $20. Maybe you set up a weekly recurring buy. Maybe you take $2,000, smash it in, and go kick butt in the fiat mines to get more. You know what I mean? Whatever you can do, man, stack some sats. All right, so VAW looks like he's on his way out, so let's wrap this thing up. We got number 44, Evan, in the chat. Busy day. It's all good, man. We're glad you're here, dude. So we've got the shows coming up for next week. We're going to be pausing short stacks actually for a while because we've run out of ideas for beginner educational things to cover. And we're starting to make them just to make them. And we're like, we don't think the quality's, we need to chill for a second. We're going to get back to focusing on our daily show on YouTube and on Spotify, Monday through Thursday with the live show on Friday. So the upcoming shows are going to be Monday's show, Tuesday's show, and Wednesday's show. I'm trying to figure out who we taped. I know my Uncle Mike is coming up next week. And Aladdin is coming up next week. He's the CEO of Bitcoin trading cards. And he makes a limited supply of Bitcoin trading cards that kind of help you learn more about Bitcoin in like a bite-sized collectible way.
That's unique. I like that.
He actually dropped an exclusive scoop for the show. Anywhere. And I think that's coming up next week. So we're excited about that. And I think is there a third one? Bish, dude. Boo Vish is coming up next week. He's like a budding venture capitalist. And he flew all the way down from New York State to come be here in the studio because what he really wanted to do was put the Lord Chris Kirby into his network as a successful entrepreneur. But he's our first guy who flew in to do the shows. Fire episode. I think next week's episodes are going to be outstanding. I think we do have one rehash somewhere in there. And then I'll be doing the live show from my vacation next week. Cool. Because we don't ever, dude, I'm like Bitcoin, man. I don't go on vacation. I sit down at the computer, I'm like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
You never stop.
I never stop. Technically, I am not going to be doing anything Monday through Thursday because we've already taped those episodes and it's going to be great.
We don't take vacation ever at Satchats.
Yeah, we don't ever go on holiday, man.
Can't go on vacation.
Actually, we take a freaking ton of time off because we shoot 8 shows a week. So eventually you reach a fat stack and you're like, we're out of here. Yeah. And that's how we can continue this insane pace. But anyways, all right. So that's our show for today. Thanks again to number 24 Freddie, who co-hosted with us today. You trying to have some hummus?
For sure, man.
All right, so let's end this sucker with the crunch. So here's what we'll do. We'll close out the show, and then we'll close it with a fat crunch. So thanks to VAW for getting the Satillionaire question correct. Bloopy, keep it up with your orange pilling. If you want to support this show, you can do that by zapping us your sats. Satchats at getalby.com. That's on the Lightning Network if you're at that stage of your Bitcoin career. You can donate your Bitcoin on-chain to the address in the show notes. You can come on satchats.com. I'm sorry, you can come on this show. Go to satchats.com and sign up. If you love us and you happen to be working for a company that sponsors shows like this and you know who to talk to, go ahead and do it, bruh. Because you could be right here like Ithaca Hummus getting your company out there. And that's all I've got, right? So SatChats Live is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice. Stay tuned for Monday's episode. Cheers. I'm going right back in, dude.